Well, anyway, I got a ride. You see, it's like it is here all the time. It's stopped rain. The rain was coming down so hard this morning, and it looked like today was going to be one of those. This rain isn't going to stop anywhere. But then I went and I looked on the weather radar, and I saw it was just an isolated, big heavy cloud, and it lasted for maybe 2 hours or something like that. And then you see it open up, and I didn't get a chance to walk by Michelle and Roy and Tess and all. I haven't ordered dinner tonight. That could be a problem. But my neighbor, he was just leaving as I was leaving. He said, "Do you need a ride?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that would be great," because I'm running late. Well, anyway, I'm here and I need to get the day started. I'll talk about the things that we're going to be doing today when we get out there. So anyway, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Busy here today when I got arrived on site. You can see massive amount of stuff going on down here. We passed by over there. They're digging around the footer, around the stairway back here, because we're prepping it. Pretty soon we have to do two things back here. We have to do the concrete hollow block, and we also have to do the drainage solution. And I'm hoping that they're going to do the drainage solution first, because it's going to be very difficult when they put all the concrete hollow block here to kind of dig and do the trenching. I don't know, maybe that's what they're planning on doing. They can do it, but I think it's easier to do when they have all, you see where he's working it right now, it's all open. It's going to be much more difficult when there's a wall on the inside of this stairway. So anyway, look who's come to visit me. Henry's here, and he's asking me about the passion fruit. Remember, he has got the passion fruit that's growing all along the fence line and in the trees and going crazy over in his property, at his home. And I wasn't sure the correct way to eat passion fruit, and I just asked him for his expert advice on how to eat passion fruit, because there's tons of seeds inside there, and it's got a sweet sour kind of. It's really good, more sweet than anything else. And I thought, well, maybe I'm doing something. Maybe you need. I thought maybe, like, you know, the squeezer devices, like for lemons, when you squeeze. I thought maybe that's the kind of action that would work great for that. But he's telling me You can actually eat everything. You don't have to chew up the seeds, but you can swallow the seeds. You can
swallow. Yeah. It's easy to swallow because it's still some sweet resource. It's still around the seed something.
Yeah, it is. It sticks to the seed pretty hard. So I didn't eat the seeds. I kind of like sucked all the sweetness around it, and I kind of spit out the seeds. But he says it's okay. So I don't know what your experience is, but please share.
I'm still alive after eating.
Well, anyway, while the workers are taking their break right now and getting some drinks and some snacks, I thought this would be a great opportunity to bring up the topic of plumbing, some of the plumbing in your CRs or your bathrooms that you're building, whether you're building a new house or whether you're doing a renovation here in the Philippines. And a great option, especially for some of the smaller houses that don't have like a solar hot water heater or some type of hot water heater centralized that's bringing down hot water into each one of the wet areas that require hot water, is you can put in those hot water heater devices that you mount, just like the one I have in the apartment. All you need is electricity and cold water. But you have to take special considerations when you do that. So let me show you what we're doing here inside the small CR in the basement. So anyway, this is the CR. We got light. This is great. So anyway, this is the shower head right here, and we'll get a connection on there, and the shower head will have like a rain shower head inside there, and it won't be very high above my head, but it'll be enough to do what I need to do inside here. So since this room is really small, you see it's just this amount of room right here, you have to be careful, and you need to go by the instructions that they have on the hot water heater devices so that you don't get electrocuted. So anyway, what we're doing inside here, we talked about, my builder and I sat down this morning and we drew out a plan together. And the plan is actually going to be, you see this space up in here? This is actually like ceiling, it's a sub-ceiling, and it's like that throughout an entire house. They take advantage of the space from the beam to the slab, and they use that for hiding plumbing, so you have access to plumbing if you need to do any repairs, electrical, conduit, cable runs, and things like that. So we're gonna have a small area. It's only this amount of area that we have right here. So when you put a hot water heater device inside your house, you have to have a special circuit breaker that you use for that. It's almost like a ground fault isolation in the United States. They have a different name for it over here because you don't want to get electrocuted, and it will detect high current flow in the event of which you would normally have for a electrical surge, electrocution, and it will shut it off as a protection measure. You have to have that, and they tell you inside the recommended circuit breaker size and the device inside the instruction manual with your hot water heater device. So what we are going to do, we're going to provide a manhole cover. So that device is up here covered, so none of the splashing from here will hit the circuit breaker. It will be covered inside the ceiling where we have access when we need to access it. The power will go down from that one, and then we will mount the furthest that we can away from the source of water. And if you read the instruction manual will tell you how high you need to mount this device so that water doesn't enter the top of it and go inside the electronics. Read the instructions. We're going to put it over here, and then down here on the wall we're going to provide the valve, and it will be a combo valve where it goes from cold over to hot water. And I'll turn my hand on like, oh, that's warm enough, and that will be where I will take a shower. But always use safety precautions when you're doing that, and talk with your electrician and talk with your builder to make sure it's installed properly. My first flush of the toilet. So I think what I'm going to do while I'm waiting on the aircon team to get here, I'm going to retransplant one of the avocados, or maybe both the avocados, into one of the bigger pots, like the one I did with the pineapple over here. I noticed, I checked this morning and I checked the roots on this guy, and he's actually starting to get pretty big. And we want to make him have some healthy roots and let it grow a little bit. as well as start to get used to the existing native soil here. So I'm gonna do a little mixture of some potting soil and the existing soil that I have here, like I did with the pineapple. So anyway, we're gonna do that. Oh, but before I do that, I want to show you something that's really neat. There's this like annoying weed that's on there. I guess you could call it a weed, but it's got a couple of attributes to it that are one's kind of annoying and one's kind of neat. The one that's annoying is when you try to pull it out with your bare hands and you're not wearing gloves, it's got like stickers all over the place, and you get these little tiny, I guess it's a defensive mechanism. So let me see if I can find one of them. I've already pulled up a bunch of them and moved them because they got all the stickers on there, and I'm trying to keep this area around Baje Kubo, I'm trying to keep it clean, and I might actually put some caribou grass inside this area while they're building over here, so I at least have a little bit of grass. But let me show you the other attribute that I was talking about. Here's one of those little weeds that I was talking about. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got, you see the stickers and all inside of it, but I want to watch what happens when you touch it. It gets offended. Watch. You see that? It's so sensitive to the touch. Have you ever seen anything like that? Let's see if we can find a bigger one. Let me show you if I can find another one. I threw away some really big ones. It's like it's alive. So you're probably wondering, why am I not focusing a lot on the construction today? Well, construction today it's a lot of cleanup. Ouch, ouch. I got it. I have proof. I have proof. So I guess you're wondering why, well, I guess you're wondering why I don't have a lot of video today on construction, because a lot of the construction today has been focusing on cleanup, and cleanup although necessary, doesn't make for interesting video. But I will show you what they've done here. Do you remember all the wood scaffolding and the supports are? Look, it's all open now. This is all, and they're still removing stuff, and they're cleaning up this area inside here. But there has been a lot of activity going on down here by the septic tank, and they're continuing to work on the plastering on the generator room. And something else I was working on today that I didn't share with you is I did some cleanup around here, and a lot of it was like weeding around the Baje Kubo and things like that. And there's nothing worse than actually doing the weeding yourself. It's watching somebody else doing the weeding, or maybe vice versa, I don't know. And something else I worked on is I moved some of the plants that are in the smaller pots. Both of the avocados. The avocados are now in larger size pots here, and the roots have more room for expansion and growth. I left this little one because he's still pretty small, and I will move him later. I actually have some seeds inside here, and we'll see how these do. I haven't seen any sprouts yet from that. And this is the jackfruit. I have one jackfruit here. Somebody told me about jackfruit. They said jackfruits actually grow really tall, and I think they probably do. And sometimes you can tell by the roots. And this had the jackfruit here. It actually has like a what do they call it? Like a taproot. It's a very long root, because when I pulled it out, I thought I was going to be able to transplant these guys into the smaller pots, but the roots were actually about this long, so I had to put it inside this pot right here. And I also moved Medusa Mango over into a bigger pot over here as well. Like I said, normally you would trim him down, you would just keep one shoot, but this is an experiment gone wild, and we're going to see what we can do with that. Maybe we'll trim it, maybe we'll make a mango bush instead of a mango tree, and see if we can, or maybe we'll use it for doing some grafting of some other type of mangoes, maybe multiple mangoes. Maybe we'll add citrus to it or something like that. I don't know, but it'll be something fun to play with later on. Well, let's walk back onto the construction site and look at some of the things that were done while I was out here goofing off inside the garden. Dessert. Well, anyway, as you see, it's 5:11. The crew are off, and some of them are headed home, some of them over in the bunkhouse, and I just got packed up here in Mahikubo, and I am ready to head home. It was a successful day, although a lot of the stuff that was done today was some of the tedious stuff, some of the cleanup, some of the form removal, things that have to be done because that's part of the construction process. But there were good things that got done today that you can actually see and physically touch. It's like the work that was done down in the CR for the wall inside there, some of the plumbing inside there for the hot water heater device. And oh, speaking of the hot water heater device, I did not mention it. What we are going to try to do, I asked my builder, instead of taking those cables like I have in my apartment, where you hook it to a water source and you run this 1 meter cable that goes through and it just hangs there, and then you connect it to the input of the water device, and the output then goes to like a shower connection or something like that. I said, why don't we try hiding all of it, or as much as we possibly can? So he said, yeah, we can do that. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to run down to McKilling, and I'm going to try to get all the couplers and the connections that we have so that we can embed that. And we'll have one connection with it'll be like a slip coupler, and we'll use the slip coupler to connect. That's a hard word to say, 2 words to say. To get those to connect up inside the hot water heater device. In the event that we need to do maintenance or something like that, we can take those apart and remove the hot water heater device, fix it, get a new one or whatever it is. So we will take a ride into town tomorrow, and while we're in town, we might as well stop by SM, do a little bit of shopping, grab a bite to eat, maybe stop by Clyde's, who knows, and then head back out here to the job site. Today we were supposed to get a visit by Mr. Aircon. Mr. Aircon was a no-show today. I don't know about that. Well, anyway, we still have to get that, and my builder also knows another reputable air conditioning company out of Manila, and I think he might make contact with them to see what their recommendations are as well. So anyway, you saw on the outside, down in the basement area also, you saw that they were working on the septic tank today for the beams, and they were working on the plasterwork on the outside of the generator room. As well, you saw on the second floor, you saw them continue to do roof beam formwork today, and you saw the trellis, the accent pieces that will go underneath the roof in the center of the house. You saw them installing that. You know, when they get to things like that, you know you're starting to get a warm fuzzy that this house is in a very good state of forward motion. And there was one thing about that in the drawing has, and if I get a chance, I'll like put it up here, a picture of it up here. But in the original design, we have 9 of those trellis pieces, those trellis accent pieces, and I noticed today, and there were 7 inside there, and there's a bigger gap from the edge one to where the column is. And I asked my builder, I said, is there a possible way to fit the additional 2 like in the original design? And it'll be a little bit of a challenge because the way they did the spacing, it goes into some of the concrete that's around on the column itself. But he said they can chip it out, and they're going to try to do that tomorrow. And I think it will look much better if he does that, so it'll be uniform from left to right all the way across in that center section of the house. I like that in the original design. And I think that's about it. What I covered today. Like I said, lots of cleanup and pulling down those forms. So anyway, tomorrow is and one more thing. I don't think my friend who is a subscriber will mind me mentioning it. Remember yesterday, one of the subscribers was thinking about purchasing one of the lots here, and I think it was the lot. I think that's block 14 back there, and this is block 15 here. And he asked me to do the drone shots, and I did those drone shots at the end of yesterday's video. And he sent me an email, and he said he and his wife have decided on one of the lots, and it's going to be the one that's right. It's basically 2 lots over right here on this block right here. I would actually be able to see his house from right here, and he settled on that lot, and he's in negotiation, or he's in the paperwork documentation process, working with the developer to accept the reservation agreement for that. So congratulations for grabbing, and that's a premium lot down there. And something I like to mention about premium lots, when we bought this lot right here, this lot was considered a premium lot, and the premium lots at that time were a higher price. The cost was I can't remember how much higher it was, but all premium, and I don't even know what made it premium. I don't know if it had something to do with the elevation or the size or what. But there, at the time when we bought this in 2010, it cost us more than the adjacent lots than the ones that we had here. And I consider the lot that he purchased down there a premium lot. But right now there's a promo, and the promo is on every lot. Every lot is the same price. So in the event that you want to look at something around here, just let me know, and I'll give you my evaluation. As long as you're serious about actually retiring and building a home here in the Philippines. So now that makes 2 neighbors that we will have within a year to 2 years. We have directly on the other side lot 1 over there. I think that's going to be built immediately starting after this project is completed, and then the one right over there. So the neighbors are starting to pop up around here. Anyway, I am happy. Although I love the quietness, I think the folks that are going to move in, they're going to have the same feeling too. We'll all be quiet neighbors around here and be respectful of each other. So anyway, tomorrow is Thursday, and it is build date 121. Yes, build day 121 out here on the construction schedule at Villa FELIZ, and I'm looking forward to each and every day that we work out here. So until tomorrow, you have a wonderful day. How are you today? Somebody's feeling much better today. Much better.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today? You're looking so... she looks... Oh, her eyes look so much better. Where are you? Where are you taking me? What? Yeah, come on. Yeah, I see. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Okay. How are you? Oh, thank you. Salamat. I'll see you later. Bye. Do you remember when we went over to Henry's place and he had the dragon fruit tree, but there were no fruits on it, and the tree looked something like this, you see, just like this in the front of his house. Well, Mila has a lot of dragon fruit. I want you to look at the size of this dragon fruit tree, right? Look at the size, and I want to show you.
Avocado.
I want to show an avocado tree. Oh, I see the avocados. Yeah. So wait, I want to show them, and I want to show you what Mila's dragon fruit actually looks like. That's the dragon fruit. Isn't that incredible? And I hear it's very, very tasty. That's what
delicious. It's very good for our health.
It's good for your health.
That's avocado.
And then now I can see you have avocados all over. I have an avocado right now in my apartment. I'm gonna eat avocado tonight. That's my dinner. I have an avocado at my apartment. So
it's delicious.
It's delicious. Yes. So you have all kinds. What are these other plants you have here?
It's orchids.
Oh, these are orchids. Oh yeah, I can tell because they're orchids. Oh. Malunggay. Oh, that's this. Oh yeah. Everybody has these, and that's good for your health also. Yeah.
Do you want?
Not right now.
Okay.
Not right now. Well, thank you so much. Yeah. So
for you.
So for me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But okay, tell me how to eat it.
White. Color of this dragon fruit is white. This is violet.
Okay. But that is going to turn into this right here.
Yeah, there.
Oh, that one. I see it's already doing that. Oh. Well, I got wonderful. So to eat this.
Oh yes.
How do I eat it?
You.
Which way? Which way do I cut? This that way? Cut it like that. And then you open it
With a
spoon, then you spoon it out. Is it? Can I eat it tonight? Tonight?
Oh.
It's ripe. It's ripe. I'm gonna eat a dragon fruit tonight. Well, Mila, masarap. It's gonna be masarap. I know. So I'm gonna eat this tonight. And Mila, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
For your health also.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, I need good health.
Lower cholesterol.
Oh, I definitely need that. Oh yeah. I definitely need lower cholesterol. I am trying so hard to get home. I am trying so hard to get home today. I got up early. I'm trying so hard, but everybody keeps giving me different kind of fruits. So I got the dragon fruit right here, and Michelle is giving me the santal fruit, and she said it has something to do with cotton. I don't know. Some cotton. Yeah.
The seeds looks like cotton.
It looks like cotton, but when I put it in my mouth, it's not gonna be dry and.
Oh, it's very sweet.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
Yes.
And how do you prepare it?
Hold it.
Okay.
Very big.
All right.
Open and you see. You see the sugar.
You don't have to add sugar, right? You can eat it without sugar.
No.
No sugar. Okay.
Very sweet.
Very sweet.
Sometimes it's very. It's very like sinigang.
Oh, I see. Oh, that looks delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh. Oh, take the whole thing. Okay. All right. So you just.
That's not the video.
Yeah, you can take the video. You can take the video. Here. Right, yep.
Yes. Wait, santol.
Santal. Alright.
You want salt?
Sweet or asin?
It's both. It's like a sweet and a sour.
Yes. You eat fish. Sweet.
You put salt on it when you. I don't think I need salt. This is good.
No, to swallow the seed.
I'm not gonna swallow the seed. It's a huge
Stomach
seed.
is getting hard.
Don't drink water or...
Don't drink water and you get puro root.
I can't put that on my.
Look like this.
So Michelle is teaching me you can actually not only eat what's inside
Yeah.
the santal, but if you peel off the outside, you're gonna eat the inner skin.
Yes.
It's like peeling an apple.
Yeah.
Yes, and you peel tartar.
you
Tartar.
want-
Yeah, that's one called tartar.
You will eat it.
Ah.
And then you dip in the salt.
Then you dip that in the salt, and then you just chew on it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. All right. And that is the proper technique for eating santal.
Santol.